Sir, before the House adjourned for lunch yesterday, I had started speaking on the Essential Commodities Amendment Bill. I have got here with me the bill as introduced. In the Statement of Objects and Reasons, the government points out the certain cases it might be necessary for them not to award punishment prescribed in the law as it exists at present, but the forfeit a part of the deposit that relates to the mirror offences under the Essentials Commodity Act. I can quite understand this, and generally, therefore, nobody would oppose this thing. But the question that I wish to raise in this connection before the House is the manner in which this act is being implemented by the government and also by the state government. I mention the state government because here is the measure which is sponsored by the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, and in regards to the many aspects of which I believe the central government has concurrent jurisdiction, but much is left to the states. Our experience has been, especially in the states from which I came, namely West Bengal, that is act is not implemented properly by the state authorities because of various connections of certain people high up with the big business and other includings. In speculation hoardings and so on, the result has been that whatever should be done had not been done. The central government has got powers under this act to make rules, to give direction to the states and the supervision the manner in which the particular measure is administered by the state. We found that much that should has been done was not done. What is the use of talking about punishment of the small fry? Certainly, if they are guilty, they have to be punished. And the smaller the fry, the minor should be the punishment. I agree there, but the point is that act is not properly implemented. We should like to know about the government as to how many cases have been started under the Essentials Commodity Act. We know that the food grains has been hoarded, speculations had been indulged in, the stocks had been removed from the states to another surreptitiously by the unfair and illegal method. These should have attracted the attention of the Essentials Commodity Act. The act was passed in the Parliament with a view of putting a check on speculative rise in prices. When it came to the question of particular implementation of this measure, we found that the government has failed now. Government should say something about it. When government seeks to parent act which is proposed to be embedded has been implemented, it is the concentration of the government that difficult arise because this particular provision is not there in the act. Are government in trouble because they do not know how to deal with the smaller fries, or it is because that those who are supposed to administer this measure at the state level, at the district level, through have it fits to ignore it have though it fits to bypass it. If any measure of the central government was needed for controlling the price of the food grains and the ensuring the supply of essential commodity of this community. It is the Essentials Commodity Act. I would like to minister to say something on this. I know that he was not here at this time when we passed this measure, nor was he there when the Essentials Commodity Act was bypassed. In the state governments, in the past, we had drawn the attention of the ministers to the problem, and that minister is now happily going to the President of Uttar Pradesh Congress Committee. But here, I would like to ask the minister who has stepped into his shoes as to what he is doing in order to see the proper implementation of this act. How many prosecutions have take place? The small people, of course, should be dealt with very mildly. I agree and I support the measures, but taking the law as it is today without this amendment is empowers government to deal very effectively. So far as the provision of the law go with the big traders, wholesalers and profiteers, I would like to know as to how they have dealt with them. How many are in jail today? How many have paid fine? How many have suffered imprisonment? And how malpractices, corruption, profiteering, and so on entitled to know take us into your confidence in regards to the matter. I say from what knowledge under knowledge we have that very few have been prosecuted under this act. If it is so, it is not because our white market traders of those imperious people have suddenly become virtuous and the succession in the office of the food minister by a new man.